Look at all these good bubbles on the floor. Now, you've been listening to me preach about the carpet repair and restretching game and how it's super profitable. Well, in this video, let's break down the job we did this morning step by step. Now, first things first, it's Michael Alder here from CarpetExpertBlueprint.com. And if this is the first time dropping by, consider stopping by CarpetRepairCheatCode.com. After this video, I'm going to give you the goodies showing you exactly how you could start your own carpet repair business, plus an opportunity to win some cool tools. So let's get into this here. I started off the video with the hook knife there, pulled up the corner, and we're just getting the whole room loose. You've seen the bubbles we had going on in there. We want to get the walls opposite of those bubbles all nice and loose so we could stretch everything out. Now we're going to throw a serious stretch on this here. So we're going to fold this back. We're going to take our electric tacker. That's what you're going to enter to win over at CarpetRepairCheatCode.com. And we're going to reinforce all the tack strip here. So I'm just going all the way down, just stapling away, because when I throw that stretch on there, I don't want that tack strip to come loose. I want it to hold strong and hold the stretch for me. That's how I'm going to get that money. Now this particular job here was just one room, and then there was a little fireplace downstairs where the carpet had come loose as well. So we tightened that up for her as well, and the total profit on the job was $125. Took us roughly an hour to do, and more drive time than anything, really. So quick and easy, 125. If we weren't figuring out drive time, we'd be in and out in an hour, but with drive time, hour and 45 minutes. I'm going to keep it 100. You got to figure out all the fees. But we're going to take the crab stretcher there. We locked it onto the tack strip. We pulled all the slack from across the room down to that wall. Now I'm just taking the knee kicker and tapping everything on. Look at this slick trick right here. Dropping the crab stretcher right into the heat vent, pulling all that slack there. You don't have to worry about that pulling the tack strip out of the wall. We're just going to pull the whole entire house if that's the case. Clean the kicker head. Now we're going to go ahead and stretch all the way down to that crab stretcher. We're going to crease it on and then pull the stretcher out and slide it down to the corner there, so we have officially secured the whole entire wall. So I'm going to get this little couch out the way here. Just slide that across the room. Got to love those sliders. That's another thing you should have in your toolbox. Speaking of your toolbox, for this job, obviously we're using the crab stretcher. New, those are going to go for about $200-ish. And the knee kicker, brand new, $89. But you could always stop by eBay. Can't even talk. Amazon or eBay, and you could get those for about half price when you pick them up used. So just consider that when you're shopping for your tools there. So we'll pull up the rest of that slack there. We're going to finish kicking on the wall here, just tapping all the way down. Life is good. And we're coming out to the corner there, finishing up the one wall. Now after this, we're going to go back to the set wall. I'll tell you about that in a second here, but let's finish locking this on. And we'll take our linoleum knife, hook knife, stair tool, whatever your creasing tool of choice is, and you're going to lock everything onto the wall there so it doesn't pop off the tack strip. Look at that, just crease it on, we're good. Now this is the set wall here. We're basically just going down this, tucking this in. We don't have to throw much of a stretch on it. We just want this wall to be secure to the tack strip because we're going to stretch it really hard away from that. So we went ahead and tucked it down. The baseboards were raised. Now we're going to go ahead and take the kicker, tap, tap, tap all the way down, just working our way down to that corner there. And then I'll crease it on one more time just to make sure the tack strips have grabbed it. Everything's secure. Life is good. And we're going to throw a hard stretch across the way. Let's check this out here. All right. So same exact scenario. Let me get you a close-up so you can see what's good. We're going to take the electric tacker again. We're going to reinforce all this strip because we're going to throw a mean stretch against this wall. We'll work our way all the way down here, just shooting away. Have fun with it, man. If you got some tools you could use, fire away. Get that juices flowing. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go ahead and finish securing all of that. Everything's good. And then the padding from the previous install is actually just slightly on top of the tack strip. And this is going to mess with our stretch because if we stretch too hard, it'll continue pushing the padding onto the tack strip and it won't hold. So now that I reinforced everything, I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to trim that padding back just like a 1/4 inch back from the strip. So when I stretch, it's going to pull up a little bit, but not enough to jump onto the tack strip and mess up my stretch here. So we're just going to work our way all the way down, getting all that little bit of excess moved out of there. Get down to the corner here, slice and dice. Always keep an arsenal of sharp blades in your toolbox because you will cook through them. That's probably the main refill tool that you'll go through on the most. You might think it's seam tape. Nah, it's blades all day long. A good sharp blade makes a phenomenal job. Alright, so we're busting out the crab stretcher again. We're starting down at the corner there, and we're going to work our way from that corner all the way down to the wall where you remember I had the stretcher in the heat vent. That was my other hard stretch wall. So we're starting at the opposite end, and we're going to shimmy our way down this wall, pushing all the hard stretches out of the two L-shaped walls. That way, if there's any bubbles, we're going to push them out of that final wall there, and we'll be ready to trim everything in. So we're just going to go ahead and lock go about every 2 feet roughly. Slide it down 2 feet, pull all that slack up, and then take your kicker and lock all that slack onto the strip. Now, when you're using the crab stretcher there, it does take a little bit of finesse. Don't get all crazy and just grab it and pull down on that handle. You want to put your knee on the front of it. Watch how I do this there. See that? That's how I know the teeth are grabbing into the carpet appropriately and not going to rake across the top and damage the carpet. It's just a little bit of a finesse game. You'll get a feel for it if you haven't used one. But look at that. Nice and easy. Oh, that's so nice right there. Pulling all that slack up for me doing that hard work. Then we're just going to go ahead and take the kicker. Oh, popped off the strip there. Let's go ahead and lock that back on and do that one more time. There we go. That's so much better there. Now we're going to go ahead and take the kicker, finish stretching it all the way down. And we're going to work it out to the corner here. To this, just simple stretching, starting at one corner, working all the way to the other corner, then the opposite wall, doing the same thing. Now we're going to go ahead and zip right on through this, trim and tuck. Take your time with that. Don't lob off your fingertips. Just tuck everything in. All you need is a knife and a hook knife. Like I said, collectively, all the tools that we used on this: crab stretcher, knee kicker, electric tacker, knife, and linoleum knife. Super basic, super affordable tools to be in business and go ahead and make $75 to $125 an hour in your spare time. And look at that mess we trimmed right off of the walls there. Grab that cash. Stop by carpetrepairchico.com to learn more, and thank you for tuning in.